As Hearts took to the field, they were the obvious favourites to win. Gretna were a second division team who had never reached the final and had not even been in the Scottish League the last time Hearts won the cup. The match may not have been exactly what the Hearts supporters or anyone else expected, but the end result demonstrated the commitment and passion their players felt for the club.
It has been an astonishing season for Gretna. Their fans have never known anything like it. But come to think of it, it's been an astonishing season for Hearts too. Their fans have never known anything like it. From non-league football in England to the Scottish Third Division, to the Second Division, to the First Division, to the Cup Final, to Europe, Gretna really are living the dream.
Please welcome Hearts manager Craig Gordon, Robbie Nielsen, Takis Fisas.
Well, Gretna sure have some stories to tell about this season, but then so do Hearts. It's been a rollercoaster ride at Tynecastle. They've qualified for the Champions League and reached the Cup Final, but there's been a fair bit of debris scattered along the way, and a couple of managers too.
Please welcome Gretna, managed by Robin Alexander, March, David Nichols, Steve Tosh, Derek Townsley, Chris Ennis, John O'Neill.
Today, May the 13th, Hampden Park, Glasgow, the 2006 Scottish Cup Final, Hearts and Gretna. Gretna is closed today. The whole town has run away to Hampden for a date with Hearts. Brooks Milson has transformed the fortunes of this club from the borders. And I suppose you have to say that Vladimir Romanov has transformed the fortunes of Hearts as well. He's certainly done it his way. Valdas Ivanauskas in charge of Hearts today, but George Burley and Graham Ricks certainly did their bit as well in this remarkable season. Rowan Alexander has been the manager for 5 years. He's taken Gretna through various leagues, north and south of the border, and now he's in the Cup Final and, by the way, in Europe. There's a first major final for today's referee, Dougie McDonald, who actually sent off the Hearts coach Ivanauskas at Celtic recently. Hearts split the old firm in the Scottish Premier League to secure a Champions League place. Here they are in the Cup Final. This season, the Scottish Cup has given us Clyde turning over Celtic, Hibs winning at Ibrox, Partick Thistle beating Cali Thistle and very nearly doing the same to Hearts. St Mirren, Alloa and Airdrie were giant killers too. Is there one more big shock to come? Fisas, a European Championship winner with Greece, towards Jankauskas, an early free kick for Hearts.
I think Gretna have got to feel their way into this game, and I think they've got to be very cautious in the opening 5-10 minutes. We've watched Hearts blow teams away throughout this season with a power play early on in the match. It's absolutely vital that Gretna aren't damaged, leave themselves with a real uphill task.
Well, James Grady is chasing this, and you can rest assured that he'll chase everything this afternoon. He was closely watched by Ibrahim Tal.
It's the type of ball he wants, though, you know, in behind or up the side of central defenders. Kenny Duke are much less complicated, you know, he does give them the option of going back to front. And Grady, perfect foil running off him.
Jesnowskis. Here's Robbie Nielsen, Hearts' longest-serving player. On by Jankauskas for Hartley. Such an inspiration for Hearts. Looking to make an early impression, Hartley. Oh, and Bednar just failed to make contact.
Well, had the option here, Paul Hartley could have taken the shot on. I thought he shaped as if he was going to try and score with the outside of his right foot here. Decided instead to play it in front post for Bednar. And just a little bit heavy with the pass.
Stephen Presley for Fisas. Jankowskis. Chesnauskas having Skelton trying to stick close to him. It's a fine challenge on Skelton. Just what you want to do in the opening couple of minutes of the cup final.
It's a terrific tackle, but you know they've got to find a white jersey with the ball out of defence, or it's just going to keep coming back at them.
Nielsen and offside against Jankowskis.
Danger for Gren is if they try and squeeze the game and push up, they've got to watch Hartley arriving late, going beyond the front two.
Alan Main aiming that towards Kenny Juka. Robbie Nilsson's colossal throw. Is John O'Neill. O'Neill, plenty of experience, can't put Juka away. Gretna were 350 to 1 to win the Scottish Cup before the tournament began. Can they defy those incredible odds? Scottish Cup full of surprises this season. Scatzel. Challenged by Mark Birch. Hearts hoping the long throw routine might work. Bednar looking to flick on. Comes back towards Fisas, and it's a corner kick now for Hearts.
It's a decent block by Stevie Tosh, but Gretna already been backed up right on top of Alan Main.
Stephen Presley, the skipper, lurking on the back post. Paul Hartley aims it towards Presley.
It's not a corner that Alan Main could come for. There's so much late whipping the ball there from Paul Hartley. Stephen Presley, I thought, was climbing anyway. Up over the top of Juka, up early, making sure that Juka wasn't getting up. I don't think he was penalised. I think Doug McDonald gave the goal kick.
Alan Main played for Dundee United in the Scottish Cup final 15 years ago. That incredible match that they lost 4-3 to Motherwell. Juka helping this on. And Craig Gordon stops it going for a potential corner. Gretna's population is less than 3,000, yet they've brought 12,000 to Hampden. An excellent effort. And the Hearts fans have showed what they're all about as well, turning up in force. O'Neill now for Juka, who's offside, Brady.
Well, was he? Very tight. It's a good reverse. He had McGuffey right side there, Juka. And that's what James Grady will want to play, right on the shoulder of the last defender.
Scatzel. That's a free kick in a promising position for Hearts. Paul Hartley getting himself focused. James Grady just standing in the way.
Well, he might get himself a booking if he doesn't get out of there, but you can see what he's trying to do. Trying to make sure that wall is spot on.
Hartley Hartley straight against the wall. He did score on a free kick, and he claimed that semi-final hat-trick against Hibs on a sweet day for Hearts. Bednar gives it back to Nielsen. And we are for Fisas. It's come to Chesnauskis! Well, Alan Main was stranded and fortune favoured Gretna as it bounced off the post. But Hearts are coming back for more. Here's the man who hit the post, Chesnauskis, but he's held up by John O'Neill. And O'Neill's been caught right there by Chesnauskis.
Well, let off for Gretna. They really are being pummeled at the moment. Good early touch here to get it under control. Got the shot away early. Chris Innes trying to get out to make the block. Can't quite get there. Fortunately enough for Gretna, the ball is moving just a little bit right to left.
Well, he's scored 3 times for Hearts, and all 3 of those goals have come in this competition, including a stunner against Partick Thistle in the quarter-final this season. McGuffey. Hearts have lost Scottish Cup finals in 1976, 86 and 96. I'll be hoping that particular sequence does not continue today. Skelton. O'Neill. Derek Townsley. Birch will elect to go back to Alan Main. Ibrahim Tal, not exactly aerially challenged by Grady. Gretna, unsurprisingly, struggling to find their feet as Hearts look to hurt them early on. And this man can hurt, as Hibs found out to their cost in the semi-final, and a few other teams have found out too. And we are now for Fisas. Fisas again. Nielsen. Doesn't quite reach Jankowskis, or anyone else come to that. And here's McGuffey. Well, he's got Grady and Duker ahead of him, and they can't score goals. No free kick for McGuffey.
It's a good run nevertheless. Took the ball for a wander, 60 yards, took a lot of pressure off.
Flag stays down. It's Fisas, Jankowskis and Bednar waiting. And Townsley just hooked it away.
Needed a better ball in, needed far more pace in the ball in, because Bednar was in early, had his hand up. When he needed the ball zipped across the face of goal, it was in the air too long.
There's Tal. Hartley. Aguiar, the Portuguese midfielder, preferred to the Frenchman Brelia. Chesnauskis, who's hit the post already. It's casual on Robbie Nielsen's left foot. It's given away by O'Neill, but he gets a second chance to clear. Stephen Presley. It's Rudy Scatzel. And Alan Main gets to grips with it.
Well, it's a good save. And the important thing there was no spillage at all, because Paul Hartley is following it in, would have had a tap in. Had it come off Alan Main any distance. We're glad to get an early touch of the ball, early save under his belt.
Hartley. And Kauskas is onside, and this is ominous for Gretna. Alan Main stopped it, but here's Bednar. And Gretna are hanging in there. Blocked by Innes, second time around. And they're doing a bit more than hanging now.
Oh, he had Duca. Had he played it early, Kenny Duca's in acres of space there.
Skelton. Here's Tal, the Senegalese international. Years ago, Gretna were playing non-league football in England, the Unibond League. Now here they are in the Scottish Cup final, and they will play in Europe next season, regardless of what happens today. Although if they were to win the cup, they would go straight into the competition. Otherwise, they'll face a qualifying round, but I think they'll just about take that. Nichols, Hartley, Nielsen, Aguiar, Hartley, that's an 8-1, and Dougie MacDonald will want a word with Ryan McGuffey.
That's a good turn there from Paul Hartley. Dougie MacDonald might have thought about the booking there.
Robbie Nielsen, Bednar, Roman Bednar, the Czech striker.
It's a terrific chance. You know, he gets away from Birch and he's coming blindside of Innes there. Oh, he should be getting something on target there. It's a good ball in by Nielsen. He's got his half yard. Oh, he should be hitting the target, should be working the keeper.
One of the players George Burley brought to the club. He was voted the Discovery of the Year in the Czech Republic last year. One or two scares for Gretna, but they've almost negotiated the opening quarter of an hour of the 2006 Scottish Cup final. Fisas, who's won cups in Greece and in Portugal. He's after a hat-trick of domestic cups today. Of course, he won another trophy as well, the European Championship with Greece. Offside here against Kauskas. Valdas Ivanauskas won the Lithuanian Cup last year with Kaunas. Now he has his sights set on the Scottish Cup. He's lost out in the best dress stakes, though, hasn't he, really, to Rowan Alexander. Robbie Nielsen having to turn that away. Skelton throw. The presence of Aguiar earning Hearts a throw now. Hearts, who had home draws all the way in the Scottish Cup this season, although some tricky ties. They had to see off fellow SPL teams, Kilmarnock and Aberdeen. Then Partick Thistle from the second division probably gave them more problems than anyone before they demolished Hibs, their Edinburgh rivals, in the semis. O'Neill held back by Bednar. Gretna, of course, had to play in the very first round of the Scottish Cup. They beat Preston Athletic from the East of Scotland League 6-2. Then Cove Rangers from the Highland League 6-1. And then they had to overcome some first division clubs. Interesting from Craig Gordon, who's made a right mess of it. Oh, Gretna make him pay. Well, Nielsen having to stab it behind for a corner. I'm not quite sure what Craig Gordon was up to.
Well, I don't think Nielsen did him any favours with the back pass. It was a bit heavy, but it was a clumsy first touch from a lad who otherwise is usually pretty comfortable with the ball at his feet.
John O'Neill ready to deliver. Not the worst, and Presley heading it behind. It was an enticing corner from John O'Neill. Can he match it? He can, although there's been a shove this time, and it's a free kick for Hearts. This is the first time Gretna have played top-flight opponents in the Scottish Cup this season. But they did beat St Mirren, who've won promotion to the SPL. St Johnstone, Clyde and Dundee fell by the wayside. Rudy Scatzel is coming through here, and that's a fine challenge, but Jankowskis is coming back for more. That's away by Skelton, and Gretna living dangerously again.
Oh, big tackle from Mark Birch. Terrific first touch from Scatzel to take him in behind.
Nielsen. Chesnauskis. Aguiar. There's Tal. And now Fisas. Jankowskis. Up against Birch. He's shaking him off. Jankowskis now for Bruno Aguiar. Jankowskis. Bednar, Chesnauskis might have taken that on the volley, but Skelton able to relieve the pressure for Gretna.
It's a good tackle, Hearts just overplaying at times. A couple of chances to get a shot away there.
Skelton. Presley up against Grady. Scatzel. Fisas. Hartley advanced, and Alan Main will catch it before Jankowskis can get near.
I think significantly though, Davy Nicholls matched the run of Hartley. And if it's not the spare central defender, Nicholls, who's the deepest lying of the three central midfield players for Gretna, has to track him.
Hearts held off Rangers to finish as runners-up to Celtic, giving them a chance to have a crack at the Champions League next season. That's loose, Skelton. Gretna have kept 5 successive clean sheets in the Scottish Cup, but that particular record might be severely tested today by a Hearts team who were worthy of second place in the league.
The problem Gretna have been as much as we expected. The two wing-backs struggling to get forward. It's more or less a back five. You see how deep Gavin Skelton is there when he wins that header. McGuffey on the other side is struggling to get forward.
Robbie Nilsson's long throw was met by Chris Innes. Hartley. Fisas. Aguiar. Will they let him have the shot? And the deflection almost took it in, corner.
That came off Mark Birch. Lovely drop with the shoulder to get away from Stevie Tosh here. He's dropped his shoulder, worked it onto his right side. Took a big deflection off Mark Birch. Could have gone anywhere.
Paul Hartley will take the corner. The Hearts fans in full voice now. Hartley whipping it in again. And there's been a foul. Bodies all over the place.
Well, again, I think it's Stephen Presley and Kenny Duker at the back post. Gretna centre forward, obviously been given the responsibility of looking after Presley at corners. And as usual, Hearts number 4 attacking it from the back post area. Both in a little bit early. So often you see that award going in favour of the defending side.
Well, Gretna have got a free kick. And they have a chance to offer something in this cup final. John O'Neill will take this. Craig Gordon comes for it. Didn't get to it, and it's a corner.
That's a poor decision by Craig Gordon. If he makes up his mind he's coming for that, he's got to at least get a fist on the ball.
Roman Bednar hurt amid that throng of players. Skelton offside as he got it back. Here's Robbie Nilsson. O'Neill's header went into the path of Scatzel, and Paul Hartley's in off for once. His touch let him down.
The assistant did well to keep his flag down because Bednar was offside, but not in active play. As it's played here, in fact, he's not. But Hartley's made a good deep run anyway, and it's a clumsy touch from Paul Hartley, of all people. I said earlier on, he will run off that central three of Gretna. So important, the spare defender is looking out for him.
James Grady's been taken out here by Ibrahim Tal, and Dougie McDonald will have a quick word with him. But this could be promising for Gretna, the second division champions.
Oh, not short of targets. Duker, Townsley, Innes, all very good in the air. It's a good ball in here, though, from Gavin Skelton.
It could be a key moment, and Skelton belts it, and Craig Gordon forced to make the save. Well, John O'Neill has already floated in a couple of decent corners from this side. O'Neill again, Gordon elects to punch. And there could be a breakout here for Scatzel. He's going to have Chisnowski's running through. Scatzel wants to go it alone, and he's going to be stopped by Skelton, who got that.
Fabulous defending. Gavin Skelton's come back 50, 60 yards to make that challenge. Wonderful tackle.
Here's O'Neill. They haven't really been able to pick out Kenny Duker so far. Now the doctor has conceded a free kick.
Scatzel would have been in there, but for a terrific run there, because he skinned Mark Birch. And Gavin Skelton's come back 50, 60 yards to make that challenge.
Nilsson. Valdas Ivanauskas in charge of Hearts now after the departure of Graham Ricks. Of course, it was George Burley who started it all off. You do wonder whether Hearts would have made more of a championship challenge had Burley stayed, but that's by the by. They've done pretty well for themselves anyway. Second place, Champions League, and in the Scottish Cup final. Craig Gordon, Scotland's #1. Hartley hoisting it towards Česnauskis. No problem for Alan Main. Grady will get a free kick off Fisas. Gretna, of course, don't have squad numbers in the second division, so they line up 1 to 11 today, just like the old days. Helped on by Tosh, and they haven't finished with it yet. John O'Neill with that effort. Townsley. And we are giving away free kick. Skelton. Heading towards the half-hour mark in the Scottish Cup final.
Well, they're certainly relieved that they managed to get through that first 10-20 minutes or so unscathed, Rowan Alexander. They rode the luck a little bit, but you certainly wouldn't grudge them it.
Aguiar, there's Birch, O'Neill, David Nichols, Kenny Juka trying to get a piece of the action. Fisas though sorting it out for Hearts. Scatson has lost it. Kauskas. Free kick for Jankowskis, who was on the bench when Jose Mourinho's Porto won the Champions League. It's a foul by Scansell this time. Nilsson. Česnauskis. Hearts probing again. Paul Hartley, and it's snuffed out superbly by Davy Nichols. Fisas. And Bednar wasn't picked up. Alan Main having to nudge it away for a corner.
Oh, he should be doing better, Bednar. He's completely unchallenged, and he's not going to score from this angle, but he's got to get it back across goal. Terrific ball in to pick him out. He's got all the time in the world, and Hearts have loaded up that back post if he gets it back across goal.
What can Hearts make of the corner from Scansell? It's easily taken by Alan Main, confidently so. And he's trying to set Stevie Tosh away, but Stephen Presley coming back diverted that. Scansell. Bednar. Tosh. Tal shouldn't be too bothered by Juka's presence nearby. Česnauskis. Fouled by Chris Innes, the Gretna skipper.
After that first 15 minutes or so, have lost their way a little bit.
Hartley wants a bit more to aim for than just Jankowskis and Bednar who are in the box. Scansell it is who takes it. Jankowskis, and there's been a push. It was saved anyway by Alan Main, but a free kick.
Well, it was always favourite Jankowski's over. Has he given offside? No, flag stayed down near side, I think. Must have been for climbing. Good whip ball in from Scatzel. Didn't see a lot in that.
Well, Jankowskis scored in the quarter-final against Partick and scored in the semi-final against Hibs. Here's Robbie Nilsson. Bednar. Oh, Česnauskis. Here's Fisas. Česnauskis wants it back. John O'Neill made a terrific challenge.
It's a good challenge. This is Gretna's problem, though, getting out now. You know, once they have possession, there's only James Grady up there to hit. Better.
McGuffey. Well, he's picked out Gavin Skelton. This is Mark Birch. Grady. McGuffey in, and Tosh advanced, and Stephen Presley having to deal with it. Well, they do have Townsley and Innes coming up from the back, of course. McGuffey loitering with intent, as well as Juka and Grady. Skelton sends it in. It's met by Fisas. Hasn't gone very far, though. And McGuffey's header is going to land on the roof of the net. Juka. Kenny Juka with an astonishing 66 goals in 85 matches for Gretna. Not kept in by Townsley, and Hearts have a chance to ask questions again, especially as Robbie Nilsson possesses a long throw. Nilsson launching it towards Bednar. Scatzel retrieves it. Hartley. Away by Innes, but straight back to Hartley, who's got Fisas on the overlap. And Fisas still going. Scatzel tries the spectacular.
Well, Fisas did well. Might have been tempted just to knock it in first time, but he was determined to make a far better angle to get in behind, and he did well.
Scatzel, who was on loan to Hearts from Marseille, but has agreed a deal now. Been experiencing a goal drought in the second half of the season after starting so well. Some throw for Bednar. Just tickled away by Mark Birch, who began his career at his hometown club, Stoke. Robbie Nilsson's long throw, Jankowskis and Scatzel! Rudy Scatzel ends his goal drought in the Scottish Cup final, and Hearts hope they are on their way to glory.
Oh, it's a terrific first-time finish from Scatzel. Always a problem, you know, Gretna getting backed up when they're as deep as this. Not see who wins the first ball. It might even have been Chris Innes who nicked it on. Nobody in the right back position. That is a terrific finish from Scatzel. Back across Alan Main, who's wrong-footed. It was Chris Innes who won the first ball. Little nick. He takes it early, he takes it high, but what a good job Scatzel makes of the finish.
It's his 17th goal of the season, but his first since the end of January. Scored in the opening 7 league matches of the season. He did receive a yellow card, I think, for his wild celebration. Mind you, he's been waiting a while to score. Offside here against James Grady, so Gretna couldn't see it through to half-time. They trail.
They just get a little bit preoccupied, Gretna, with the two big fellas, Jankowskis and Bednar. And Scatsel's just come round the back. Still a terrific finish. It's an awkward height, and he's bulleted that back across Alan May.
Fisas now for Aguiar. Last 5 minutes of the first half. Hearts want a second before the break. And Stevie Tosh gets a goal kick off Scatzel, the scorer. Scatzel then did get a yellow card for his celebration. I mean, we can't have somebody celebrating their first goal since January in the Scottish Cup final, can we?
I think, to be fair to Dougie McDonald, he's under instruction. The minute the jersey comes off, he's looking at a yellow, but what a good finish. Then he's on his way. He hasn't scored since January, so you can understand his excitement getting one in the cup final. It's a daft rule, isn't it?
Completely daft. Will be offside against Jankowskis. It's a rule they really have to do something about soon. Scatzel's first goal in 15 games, and it meant so much to him, and it means so much to Hearts. They have the lead in the 2006 Scottish Cup final. Juco rising though. Scatzel stopped Nichols getting to that. And poor Hartley fouling John O'Neill.
That's soft. I can see why Hartley's angry. He's entitled to go and win that, and he won it well. He would have been in a good position to break otherwise.
Gretna not hanging around. O'Neill in towards Juka.
Just couldn't get anything on it. There's no real pace in the ball in. He's trying hard to generate power, but it's just dropping straight out the sky onto his head.
McGuffey. Were the last team from outside of the old firm to win this famous trophy in 1998. Are they going to do it again in 2006? Vladimir Romanov. Never a dull moment when he's around. He doesn't do dull moments. Got through a few managers already. He says he'll do whatever it takes to make Hearts the biggest and the best in Scotland.
Well, Bednar reckons he was on. I think he's gone just a fraction early. He's looking right across the line.
Can Gretna, plucky Gretna from the borders, respond before half-time? Oh, they're going to get a free kick.
Well, this is a terrific chance. It's Aguiar with the tackle on Stevie Tosh. What a chance this is. Got to get something on target here.
Kenny Duker and John O'Neill. Davy Nichols were all there. Birch, Nichols setting themselves for this. Duker's now moved away.
Looks like they're going to shift the ball, which surprises me. I think in that area, you know, you can take the strike on. I don't know why they have to shift it.
Last minute of the first half, a key moment in the cup final. Dougie McDonald's not happy with Juka's presence in the wall. It is Mark Birch for the hit, and the wall proves to be very effective. Birch now trying to hold up Hartley. And gets the fans going. effect. Jimmy McDonald has indicated that there won't be any added on time in this first half, so a matter of seconds remaining. It is half-time, and I suppose it had been coming. Rudy Scantle was due a goal, having not scored since the end of January. And you can understand his and theirs jubilation when it finally came, just before half-time. Hearts have the advantage, but in this season of Scottish Cup shocks, Gretna might yet have their say. Half-time at Hampden, Hearts 1, Gretna 0. There is a terrific support here at Hampden for both teams today. It's Hearts who have the advantage. Gretna haven't had too many sights of goal, but with Duca and Grady around, they might not need too many. One chance taken, what a difference it would make. Ibrahim Tal will see that one behind. Senegalese international preferred to Andy Webster, the Scottish international, who's in a dispute about where his future might lie with the club. Duca will challenge, or in fact leaves it for Presley. Tosh. Here's McGuffey. He's got time to deliver, and Kenny Duca won't be allowed to get near that. Craig Gordon with a fairly straightforward catch.
Again, no pace on the ball in. Goalkeeper always favoured the longer the ball's in the air. You've got the choice now, Gretna. Do they stick or twist now? Do they go for it, or try and play away cautiously and hope they can nick one?
Gretna with plenty of experience in their ranks. And you can see a point in a couple of years' time where they might be playing the likes of Hearts week in, week out. That is their aim, their ambition, to mix it regularly with the elite in the Scottish Premier League. It's a fantastic day out for Gretna, but they want it to be a bit more than that. They want to mount a serious challenge for this famous old trophy. Visas, helped on by Jankowski as Bednar's offside. Have only won the Scottish Cup 3 times in the last 100 years. It's a trophy that hasn't found its way to Edinburgh too often. O'Neill on by Duca. Oh, what a big chance here! And it's flashed just wide, agonisingly from Tosh. Encouragement for Gretna. Stevie Tosh so close to an equaliser. There's Robbie Nelson, who won the Youth Cup with Hearts, hoping to have the Scottish Cup. Hartley. Well, he wants a free kick and he's going to get it eventually.
I could have had it earlier.
Second goal early in the second half would put Hearts firmly in command. Admirably defended by Gretna.
It's Chris Innes again who won the first ball. Defended these set pieces so well today for Rowan Alexander.
Here's Hartley. Offside against Bednar.
He had a long look there.
Hearts and Gretna on centre stage. Grady. Offside against Tosh. Presley up towards Hartley. Davy Nichols won it. Skelton's going to run onto this. It's gone behind Kenny Duca and Towell can clear. Tosh had advanced again, but Stephen Presley in the way. Kauskis determined. Kenny Duca slightly hurt as he collided with Jankowskis. He's definitely hurt something. He's a doctor, mind you, might be able to sort himself out. Fisas. Bednar. Then Kauskis holds it up well. Really had arms around him. Here's Aguiar now for Nielsen. Nielsen's centre. Paul Hartley.
Well, almost punished for a poor clearance at the front post there, Gretna.
Presley now. Here's Bednar. And Kauskis and Chesnauskis in the middle. Presley stayed up there. It's Hartley again.
Well, you expect better from him. Davy Nichols, who's closest to him, but he's not getting across to make the block here. Hartley can let this come across his body. Bednar at full stretch. Well, that's a decent chance for a player of Paul Hartley's technique.
Hearts playing in their 13th Scottish Cup final. Gretna, of course, have never experienced the like before. Skelton kept it in.
Well, we see free kick 10 yards inside the Gretna half, but Chris Innes has gone up, and clearly Rowan Alexander has said every opportunity. Knock it long to the targets and try and play off that.
Townsley towards Duca. There's a foul by him on Stephen Presley. Kenny Duca still has a problem with that knock he took a moment ago and might have to be replaced. That's ominous for Gretna. So Duca struggling. Well, in fact, they've decided that Kenny Duca can play on. He's given the signal that he is okay, so there's a change as to who's coming off.
Davy Nichols, I think.
Davy Nichols making way.
Substitution.
And on comes Davy Graham, a young striker who they signed from Stranraer. Gretna going for it, 10 minutes into the second half. Duca, he's definitely okay, and he's away. Well, Graham just on, made some sort of contact.
It's just behind him, he's in just a little bit too early. Duca did ever so well here at Skin Fisas. Gets the ball in as early as he can, but it's slightly behind Graham.
Bednar, Scatzel looking to turn provider this time, and Jankowskis and Hartley were both in there.
I think it took a nick off Derek Townsley. Took it away from Paul Hartley. Paul Hartley thinks he's scoring at the back post here. Scatzel couldn't have done any better. He had good early ball in, but that nick there took it off Paul Hartley.
Scatzel, the scorer of Hearts' goal, will take this corner. Scatzel delivers, skimmed off the head of Kenny Duca. It'll be another corner. The Hearts fans stand to applaud Paul Hartley as he goes across to take this. Hartley in, Alan May deciding to punch it. Skelton. Gretna stringing some passes together. Birch. Skelton leaves it for Townsley. Tosh. Almost run away from Birch. Gretna have got the throw. Innes. Tosh. Just avoided Jankowskis with that. Here's Townsley. Skelton. As tigerish as ever. Here's Ryan McGuffey. Skelton now. Might have sold Townsley a bit short. Wisniewskis and Townsley both went for it. Jankowskis. It's Paul Hartley. Hartley tried to slip it through to Jankowskis, but it was blocked.
I don't think Bednar did him any favours. Paul Hartley's hoping Bednar will drag the defender so he can shift it onto his right side and get the shot in. Good early ball from Jankowskis, who spotted the run of Hartley initially.
Here's Graham. Having some zip, having just come on, but unable to deliver. Still just the one goal in it, scored by Rudy Scatzel 6 minutes before half-time. Innes made it his. Grady. McGuffey. Paul.
Yeah, final ball again. I'll hand it to Rowan Alexander, though. I think the switch has worked well for Gretna at the moment. It's more or less 3-4-3, so they're still matching up in midfield. Still got a spare defender at the back. They've got a bit of support up to Grady and Duca as well.
There's Jankowskis, though, and he's aiming to put Hartley through. Hartley raging with the pass. Jankowskis and Bednar tangled with Mark Birch. Now there's going to be a card coming out here from Dougie McDonald.
surprised if anyone but Paul Hartley gets a streak of this.
Well, we've seen him score from here before. From this kind of range. Paul Hartley is ready, but it's over and out. It didn't really threaten Alan Main at all. Guffey. Here's Towell. We might just present Kenny Juka with a chance. Well, Alexander's Gretna still hoping they might get a break, they might get an equaliser. Bednar has helped it on though, and Hearts want that second goal to finish them off. Česnauskis. Bednar, blocked by Skelton. It's going to come back to Bruno Aguiar. Oh, and it just about stuck with Main.
I didn't really get a decent strike on it, Aguiar. Didn't quite get out his body there to get some purchase on it. Gretna still well in this, even at 1-0 down.
McGuffey. Here's Tosh. Ray Gordon, the Football Writers Player of the Year in Scotland, and also the Hearts Players Player of the Year. Well, we'll go for Wolves back after that kick. John O'Neill. Česnauskis. Stephen Presley, who does have a Scottish Cup winners' medal. He came on for Rangers as a late sub in the 1993 final. He'd have played a much more prominent part this time if Hearts do it. A hint of handball on Bednar then.
Yeah, big claim there. Chris Ennis looking across at the assistant. I'm not sure Dougie McDonald was positioned to see it. The pace of the game starting to drop, and it might be suiting Gretna a little bit. I think they struggled early on. The high tempo Hearts started with.
Just going to run away from Ryan McGuffey.
It's a pity Stevie Tosh reckons he should have got to it, but
the Gretna story, remarkable as it already is, will have a new chapter next season when they play in Europe. Of course, their ground is far too small. They're going to have to play their matches at Motherwell. And if they lose the final, they're going to have to play a qualifying round as well. But it's going to be yet another exciting experience for Ryan Alexander and his team. The team from a tiny town on the borders really have put themselves on the world map. They have captured the imagination of football fans everywhere. McGuffey. All the deflection helped out Grady, but it's stopped by Towell.
it's a good spell in the game though for Gretna. Ball in from James Grady, there was no lack of support there.
Bednar. Romain has miscued it, but he was helped out by Chris Ennis. Birch just about carried with Bednar closing in. Skelton.
Good spell in the game for Gretna. As I said, well in it. The longer this game wears on at 1-0, the more nervous you'd imagine Hearts will become.
Grady has picked out McGuffey. The question is, who can he pick out? Ryan McGuffey. And Towell stopped it, returning to Grady. And here's Jankauskas trying to put Bednar in, and Bednar is in. The keeper's off his line.
Oh, he made a terrific run there, Bednar. Just held away there, and then he's right across Mark Birch. Hold. Watch him go now. He's just too quick for Birch there. Again, I think he should be doing better. Alan Main's right out his goal. All he's got to do is dink it over him.
There's Davy Graham. Oh, he's through! What a big moment! He's surely going to score! No! Robbie Nielsen with an amazing tackle to preserve Hearts' lead. A massive moment in the cup final. Davy Graham looks set to score, and Robbie Nielsen, Hearts' longest-serving player, stepped in at the last moment, the very last moment.
Well, the boss in the game now, you'd have to say that. Only one team playing at the moment, and it's not Hearts.
Skelton. Oh, it's been presented to Graham again. McGuffey. Davy Graham gets a corner. He might have had a goal. And Rowan Alexander ordering the Gretna followers to raise the stakes at Hampden. It's a fantastic spell for his team, but they need to make it pay. Skelton's corner. Innes and Nelson there, and turned wide by Juka.
The Hearts starting to look ragged at the back.
Hearts are going to bring on Michael Pospisil soon. Giving an excellent account of themselves in this second half, and Davy Graham has sparked them into life. And that's a rather tame effort ultimately. Roman Bednar, the Czech striker, is going to be replaced by one of his fellow countrymen here, Michael Pospisil, who scored in the third round when Hearts began their trip to Hampden with a 3-0 win over Aberdeen. I seem to recall it was a bit of a cracker as well from Pospisil. He's coming on for the last 20 minutes or so. Well, possibly the last 20 minutes. Of course, there could be extra time if Gretna find a way back. It's become hard work for Hearts, that's for sure. Gretna rallying. Presley does manage to find Craig Gordon, and James Grady's going to get a card for that, you would suspect.
Yeah, I think he could have pulled out of it had he wanted to. James Grady knew exactly what he was doing.
Skelton. Presley's header. Almost caught out then by Pospisil, who's just on. And Gretna toiling in their efforts to dig this one out, but Derek Townsley has done so now, although it's going to fall kindly for Hearts. Scatzel, an important header away from Innes. Fisas.
That was trying to shot there, Fisas. It's gone out for a throw-in.
Another change for Hearts. Off comes Bruno Aguiar, and on comes Julien Brellier, the Frenchman, who has done an important job in the Hearts team this season.
Yeah, he's a great protector. It's like for like, he'll be the deepest sitting player beside Hartley, but very good in that role, and probably a measure of even outs his concern here at how much of the game Gretna are having.
Skelton. Nelson, who saved Hearts with that last tackle on Davy Gray. So they still have a 1-0 lead in the cup final. Foul by Jankowskis. Gretna really plugging away though. Here's Brellier just on. Screening his defence. Jesnauskis. Sketzel. Jankowskis is begging from the box, but Sketzel has held himself up. Fisas. And Pospisil. No takers there for Hearts. Skelton. Kenny Duca. McGuffey. Duca giving it a go, but Stephen Presley will get there first.
Good refereeing, I think Stephen Presley looking for that. Trying to be clever, get Hearts a free kick and get them up the pitch. A chance so for Gretna to get it in the box.
Jesnauskis, the offender. Oh, well. Just over a quarter of an hour to go. And Gretna have their best chance yet to equalise. They nearly did a moment ago through Davy Graham. It's going to be down to Ryan McGuffey now. McGuffey scored from the spot here in Hampden in the semi-final against Dundee. Can he score in the final? Ryan McGuffey, he can't, but he will from the rebound. McGuffey gets there in the end. Gretna are level. This is incredible. Most amazing, magical moment in Scottish Cup history. It is Hearts 1, Gretna 1. Here's Jankowskis though. Oh, he's trying to get in here. Oh, it's just bounced away from Sketzel. Well, Valdis Ivanauskas' side have certainly been on the back foot in this second half as Gretna showed their spirit. We said they always score. They have done. His 16th goal of the season, 6 of them have been penalties. I think we could safely say that was his biggest penalty ever, and although it was saved by Gray Gordon, he followed up to equalise. And now Gretna have a spring in their step. Here's Tal though. Trying to step it up a gear, but Gretna will feel they were worthy of an equaliser on their second half showing. Robbie Nilsson. Nilsson again. Up against Davy Graham, who's won it and will be feeling rather better now that Gretna have equalised after his miss. Here's Fisas. In it goes for Hartley. And he was so close to putting Hearts in front. It has been this kind of season in the Scottish Cup. We kicked it off with Clyde, not only beating Celtic, but battering them out of sight. We saw Hibs win at Ibrox against Rangers. Partick Thistle saw off Cali Thistle. St Mirren, Alloa, Airdrie all had their moments in the sun. And of course, Gretna from the second division going all the way to the final, and now they are holding Hearts. A few of their fans will be holding their Hearts at this rate. Birch's free kick.
So again, Duker wins it. It's not an area Hearts want to be losing headers in as deep as that.
Just over 10 minutes to go of normal time. Brady kept it in, but Stephen Presley on hand. And Brilliant. Hartley trying to drive Hearts forward. Brilliant. Brilliant. Scansell secures another throw. Tense times at Hampden Park. Fisas getting ready for a longer. Fisas aiming it towards Pospisil. Alan Main's going to come and claim it. The Main, that man, just when Gretna needed it. Nielsen. Kenny Juka chasing with Stephen Presley. Robbie Nielsen getting ready to take this throw. Hearts, who finished second in the Scottish Premier League, in a Champions League position, being held by Gretna, the second division champions. And Pospisil unable to do much there. Booted away by Chris Innes. Skelton. Well, Rowan Alexander's team didn't just come here for a day out. They wanted to give a good account of themselves and make a match of it, and they've certainly done just that. I suspect they'll be heading for the SPL pretty soon. They charge through the divisions. Chris Innes helped out by Townsley. The manager's switch in this second half has paid off, and Gretna now believe they can win the Scottish Cup. Although knowing them, they probably believed it all along. Skelton. Townsley. O'Neill. Kenny Juka. And Ryan McGuffey. He could be in here. And Craig Gordon gets a vital touch.
I certainly did.
And Townsley and Innes are in there to aim for. It's Skelton's corner. And it's going to come back towards Skelton. He tries again. What a big chance for Innes. It's a free kick for Hearts. There are just over 5 minutes left of normal time. Extra time beckoning. There's somebody plans to be a hero late on in the 90. Paul Hartley standing over the free kick as Hampden holds its breath, and Alan Mayne will say thanks like that. More of the same, most welcome. That'll be offside against James Grady.
I needed it earlier. But Gretna will never have a better chance. Hearts have lost their way completely here.
12,000 Gretna fans at Hampden today. And the town's population is less than 3,000.
Substitution for Hearts.
One Lithuanian, the man who gave away the penalty, Česnauskas, is being replaced by another, Mikalunas.
Again, it's like for like, natural white player. Change the Hearts shape at all. So you need an injection of something.
Nilsson, Mikalunas getting involved. Nilsson, Townsley stretching. Here's Tosh. John O'Neill. Kenny Juka seemed to collide with Nilsson, but Gretna is still going. Davy Graham. Ryan McGuffey. Tosh. Graham, can they get the ball in the box? Yes, they can, and it's away by Presley, back by Birch. Hearts on the rack in the Scottish Cup final. And a free kick for Gretna as Townsley is impeded.
Again, Gretna load up the back post. Chris Innes has gone up, they've got Juka.
O'Neill floating it in, and just too high for Kenny Juka, who would have fancied it so much.
That's a poor ball.
It has been an extraordinary season in the Scottish Cup, and it may not have finished yet. There might be another 30 minutes coming. There might even be a penalty shootout. Nobody gave Gretna much of a chance coming here, but they gave themselves every chance. They are a side used to winning. Skelton. Oh, there could be a break on for Mikalunas. Hearts pushing bodies forward if he can deliver. He can, but it's met by Innes. Well, the last time a Scottish Cup final went to extra time was 15 years ago in 1991. Alan Mayne and John O'Neill of Gretna played for Dundee United, who lost 4-3 to Motherwell. Kenny Juka just putting up a little bit again then.
Looks like cramp. But again, previous to that, Craig Gordon very slack with the clearance. Hasn't looked comfortable at all when the ball's been played back to him.
The last minute of normal time. A goal now could win the cup. It's as simple as that. Nilsson. Or Mikalunas, corner kick for Hearts.
It's a good tackle from Derek Townsend. Gretna's back three have been superb.
The tension rises. Stephen Presley won't be allowed to get near that by Alan Mayne.
It's a terrific take, just took all the pressure off the boys in front of him.
Going to carry to Craig Gordon. James Grady was the lone man forward for Gretna as we approach the 90-minute mark, and there's only going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Extra time looking likely. Unless somebody can snatch an injury time winner. Mikalunas. It's a bit of a scrap and the free kick has gone to Gretna.
Did him nicely. 2 minutes added. Gets him out.
Well, Brooks Smileson's Gretna are very, very close to taking Hearts to extra time in the Scottish Cup final. Who would have thought it? Well, this season in this competition, the words you never know have never been more prevalent. Just imagine if Gretna were to nick it here. John O'Neill will be underneath that. Davy Graham trying to help it on. But it's a Hearts throw, and there's half a minute left. Pospisil. Can Hearts snatch it right at the end? Pospisil still has it. Needs to get across in, does. Hartley's header, taken by Main, his former St Cheston teammate.
The ball had to come into the area a little bit earlier. Pospisil eventually squeezed out by Skellin.
It's extra time. It is just remarkable. And Gretna have taken Hearts to extra time. Gretna kick off extra time in the 2006 Scottish Cup final. The team from the Borders refusing to lie down against a side who've booked a crack at the Champions League next season in Hearts. Presley. Nielsen. Up towards Pospisil and knocked out by Chris Innes, the captain of Gretna, who played in a League Cup final here for Kilmarnock when he and they were destroyed by a Henrik Larsson hat-trick for Celtic in 2001. Robbie Nilsson's long throw towards Jankowskis. Pospisil hunting as well. Hooked away by O'Neill, only as far as Julian Brellier, who's got a free kick.
The first touch was clumsy. That's what allowed Graham to get to him. Stephen Presley getting himself forward into the box, as is Tal, so maybe a little bit far out for a shot on target, but ideal to throw something into the back post.
Rudy Scatzel, it's deflected. And deflected just wide, corner.
I think Alan Main's getting across if it is on target. Took a big deflection though. Watch Main. Yeah, he had it covered.
Hearts pressing at the start of extra time. Hartley's corner. Main got a fist on it, even though Pospisil was standing in his way initially. O'Neill. Brady lost out to Brellier, and he's trying to spark Hearts again. Mikalunas inviting, and Jankowskis.
It's just one of the few balls that Gretna haven't won. It just clears Derek Townsley, who gets himself to the front post and has won so many in that position. Just clears his head. I'm not convinced Jankowskis is expecting that to fall his way. Reacted quickly enough. Just couldn't get it on target.
Scored in the quarter-final, scored in the semi-final, but not in the final yet. Skelton. James Grady, who came on in the closing minutes of last year's final for Dundee United. Townsley. Grady onside. Here's Davy Graham. He's been held back there by Julien Brellier. Free kick, Gretna, edge of area.
What a handy position to have a free kick in.
Well, Mark Birch hit one at this end during the 90. John O'Neill is there, along with Birch. Birch has moved away. John O'Neill, though, can't bring it down in time. Skelton. Townsley turning it back to Main. Tosh. He's been caught late by Brellier. Now he's going to get a yellow card. Having given away the free kick on the edge of the area. Surely, might just let him away with it. Well, he has let him off, despite those two quick tackles. Birch launching it. Skelton, fancy footwork from him, but Mikalunas to the rescue for Hearts. Nicely done from him. Hartley. Got to be careful, Birch. He's lost out to Pospisil, who sets it up for Rudy Scatzel. Off the post. Scatzel. Well, that's twice they've hit that post in this game, Hearts.
Well, leap for Mark Birch there, just bullied out of this ball forward here by Pospisil. Ends up wrong side. He sees the run here of Scatzel, who's got time to take a touch and pull the trigger. Surprised he didn't put it back across Alan Main.
Hearts corner though, Fisas near post, but McGuffey keeping him in check. Here's Brellier. Hartley, he might have room to have a shot. He did, and it's a smart save from Alan Main.
Yeah, it certainly is. It dipped just in front of him, and the important thing is he gets it wide here. He doesn't push it out because Jankowskis is following it in. Horrible dip, and a very decent save.
Hartley more than capable from range. He is the man who's going to take this corner. Hartley in and away by Chris Innes and then by John O'Neill. It's going to come to Brellier. Mikalunas. Innes cleared it, but Mikalunas will try again. Alan Main claims it for Gretna.
Oh, he's done so well today, Alan Main. Normally the older goalkeepers get the less inclined they are to come for crosses. They normally stay and leave that to the boys in front of them. But Alan Main has come for everything this afternoon. I don't think he's made a misjudgment yet.
Davy Graham is going to have another run at Hearts. And now Grady. Can he get to it in time? He can! Kenny Juka! Nielsen. Who is going to win the Scottish Cup? Gretna, the 350-to-1 outsiders of outsiders before the tournament began. Yet here they are on Cup final day, level with Hearts. Pospisil has set up Mikalunas though, and he's got his cross all wrong.
It's a poor ball. John O'Neill was caught with the ball inside him to get Mikalunas down the outside. John O'Neill just watching the ball. And Mikalunas had a lot of time to put in a better cross than that.
The managers can only watch and hope. Valdis Ivanauskas of Hearts. And Rowan Alexander, who has presided over Gretna's remarkable success story. Helped, of course, by Brooks Marlson. who had a dream and decided to live it. Hartley to Fisas. It's Skatsel taking it first time. It was always going to be tricky.
I don't know whether he's trying to score or get it back across goal for Jankauskas, but again, he never really got a hold of it.
Oh, it's come off Ibrahim Tal, and Grady might just get a sniff. He does. Birch. Grady still over there. Davy Graham trying to latch onto it.
You can probably see why Brelli was brought on there. Brelli matching the run of Graham.
Almost 10 minutes gone of extra time. That's a foul on Nicolounis. On John O'Neill, and Gretna will be believing again. McGuffey's cross. Craig Gordon fouled by Kenny Duca.
It's a good take nevertheless. Under real pressure.
It is 1-1 in an intriguing Scottish Cup final. The old firm nowhere to be seen for a change. Hearts and Gretna going for glory. Townsley. Didn't make it easy for Birch, but he coped. Fisas now for Pospisil. Pospisil, it's going to clear Jankauskas.
Nobody attacking the back post. Pospisil had a chance to get his head up as well.
Craig Gordon coming out to deal with that. Duca just getting back on his feet for Gretna.
Oh, he looks tired, really tired.
I think Gretna might be about to take off Kenny Duca, who has run himself into the ground. Here's Davy Graham, who is still running, beavering away for Gretna. Jankauskas might have a problem here, as Gretna prepare to make that change. So Dr. Goals unable to add to his tally today. The medicine man makes way. Kenny Duca, qualified doctor, to be replaced here by Jamie McQuilkin. Duca has had another fantastic goal-filled season, but he is one tired man. Jankauskas will have little option but to carry on. They could have done with him for this free kick. Skatsel takes it. Alan Main has grabbed a few of those. 38 years of age now, the Gretna keeper. He was 23 when he played in the cup final for Dundee United. Robbie Nilsson. Oh, he hasn't cleared it at all. Grady now. Brellier makes the challenge, but Grady gets up. And Brellier bites back.
Good referee by Jimmy McDonald. Thought James Grady had a decent advantage there.
Advantage played here. Nicolounis. Come up with a precise pass. He's been taken out by Stevie Tosh, who is going to get a yellow card.
Yeah, I think you knew right away Stevie Tosh, he was looking at a yellow. Wasn't within playing distance of the ball.
And Paul Hartley is sizing up this free kick. Long way out, but if anyone can, he can. He does have Stephen Presley to aim for if he prefers. Along with Jankauskas and Pospisil. Hartley trying to find his range. Very nearly did.
Well, I wonder on that occasion whether Alan Main's getting across. I think the reaction of Hartley tells you how close it was. Main adjusting his feet very quickly, right arm up, full stretch.
This game of football really does throw up some remarkable stories. And the Gretna story is set to run and run. They are halfway through extra time, 15 more minutes. And if it's not decided then, we will have a penalty shootout. Gretna reached the final without playing a top-flight team, but now they've finally got to play one. They've coped pretty well as they've coped with most things this season, David.
Well, they certainly have. I thought after 10-15 minutes they were going to be steamrolled by Hearts. The tempo that Hearts started with was what we expected. Chance after chance.
Here we go then with the second period of extra time. 15 more minutes. If they aren't separated in those 15 minutes, we will have penalty kicks to decide who wins the Scottish Cup for only the second time in the history of the competition. Nielsen. Mikalunis. Fisas. Sloppy. Prepared for the final with a trip to Spain last week. Now they are keeping Hearts waiting for their holidays. Fisas getting ready with this throw. Pospisil now for Hartley. Nielsen. Brellier. Mikalunis. Taken by Scatzel. It's Jankauskas, but there's no room for him.
It's good defending. Derek Townsley, goal side of Jankauskas, just stayed in his feet there, determined not to dive in. A little reverse there by Scatzel to find Jankauskas.
Jankauskas looks like he isn't going to be able to continue, you know, and Hearts have used all three subs. He's stayed down with that injury reoccurring.
Yeah, if he's done his groin, he's clearly struggling.
So Jankauskas trying to prepare for his return. Tosh. McCracken. McCracken across, but away by Tal. Tosh. I can't believe that, Stevie Tosh.
Well, it's harsh, his foot is high, but I don't think there's any contact here with Paul Hartley. Did well to win it. And he had to get his foot up early.
Jankauskas returns, not 100%. Brellier. Man down again. They're all dropping at the moment. Skelton quickly on his feet though.
He's just had a terrific game. Playing one in now on the left side with Jamie McQuilkin. Playing left midfield. One in beside John O'Neill now.
I think Skelton was voted Gretna's Player of the Year by his fellow players. Derek Townsley and Michael Pospisil contesting the drop ball. Don't see many of them these days. Stephen Presley. Offside, Jankowskis. Maybe not Pospisil. Last 10 minutes of extra time. Still 1-1 at Hampden. It's bounced off James Grady. This is Gretna's 4th season in the Scottish Cup. They were playing English non-league football, of course, not that long ago. In the previous 3 seasons, they never even got past the 3rd round. Here they are in the final. Here they are, level with Hearts. Brellier and McGuffey became entangled. The end result is a throw-in for Hearts. Pospisil. Fisas. Pospisil. It's cleared by Mark Birch. High into the sky, Hartley underneath it. Then Townsley. Mikalunas. Townsley muscling Jankowskis. But here is Jankowskis. It's going to come to Fisas. And how about that for a calm header from McQuilkin. It's not easy to stay cool at this stage of the Scottish Cup final. The cup is up for grabs. McQuilkin. Nilsson should cut that out. Grady giving him a hard time though, that's typical of Grady. And McQuilkin now. Here's Skelton, who's been superb. Here's Ryan McGuffey, who scored the equaliser. Tosh. And Nilsson kept composed and it bobbled in front of Craig Gordon.
It's not the first one we've seen this afternoon. Took a big bobble just as Craig Gordon was going to strike it.
Here's Davy Graham, and Towell able to hook it away. And that's a foul by Pospisil on Birch.
I think this might be going back post.
Gretna fans sing merrily away at Hampden Park. Tosh actually went towards John O'Neill, who wasn't the intended target. They were trying to pick out the centre half. A waste of a free kick. 7 minutes away from penalties. Hooked on by Scapsall. Snapped away by Alan. He's off his line here, and Mikalunas was under pressure. Fisas. Mikalunas conceding a free kick. And Gretna in a hurry. Skelton. Here's Davy Graham, who is racing away again, not for the first time. And Craig Gordon cut it out, and McQuilkin was far post. Mikalunas. Nilsson. The tension mounts. Good throw that. Pospisil. Can he make it happen for Hearts? Nilsson's centre was never going to go that far, and now Gretna trying to start something.
Just struggling to get support there, Steve Tosh. A lot of tired legs out there now.
Fisas. Scatzel is onside. It's Rudy Scatzel. Held up by Alan Main, and it's a corner.
Well, I'm surprised Scatzel didn't go down. Had a chance to go down. There appeared to be contact as he goes round Alan Main. He was determined to stay up, to be fair to him.
Fisas has got a yellow card for his protest.
Well, he's well onside as the ball is put through. And to be fair to Scatzel, he does everything he can to stay up. There is contact there. But in trying to stay up, he's made Dougie McDonald's mind up. He saved the referee a difficult decision. Certainly contact. Had he gone down, he would have got a penalty, I'm convinced of that.
The main man. Takos Fisas got a yellow card for his rage at the ref. Hart still looking for that winner though. Hartley's corner. Mikalunas will retrieve it. There are 4 minutes left of extra time. Mikalunas across. Alan Main is superb today, has grabbed it again.
Been terrific. I mean, again, he's under pressure. He knows heart socket bodies piling into the back post. Good, strong wrists again.
He retired from the game a few years ago and in a bad injury. Well, we're glad he kept going, and Gretna have kept going. Gretna have got a free kick for handball, and Paul Hartley having another pop at Dougie McDonald. The free kick's going to be hauled back, but 3 minutes left. If somebody scores now, it would surely be enough to clinch that famous piece of silverware that is the Scottish Cup. Skelton floats it in. Innes can't get near it, and there's a free kick going Hart's way anyway.
I think it's given against Innes on Tal. He's done so well in either box today, Chris Innes.
Well, if it goes to penalties, it's anybody in that particular lottery who could win it or lose it. Only once before has the Scottish Cup final been decided on penalties, when Aberdeen beat Celtic 9-8 in 1990. Charlie Nicholas, one of the penalty takers that day. It looks like we might just have penalties here to separate Hearts and Gretna. What a plucky performance from Gretna. They've got a free kick. Pospisil penalised.
Well, Chris Innes had a think that he was going to go up to the back post area, but change of the mind there. Most important thing is that they're not caught in the counter. I think either side would take penalties off you now. If you lose one now, it's gone.
One way or another, there's going to be quite a twist in the tail of the Scottish Cup season. We're in the last minute of extra time. Penalties looming, and they are looming large. McQuilkin launches it though. Danny Graham. It's Ryan McGuffey to hit it. He might get a second chance. And it's a corner kick for Gretna. In the closing seconds of extra time, Gretna have a chance to win the Scottish Cup. Skelton takes the corner. It's away by Robbie Nilsson. There's going to be 1 minute added on. And Hearts might have a chance to win it themselves. It's typical that Hartley should be involved. Townsley getting back to hold him up. But Hart have got the throw, and Hartley has reacted here. And he's off. Paul Hartley, just ahead of the penalty shootout, has been sent off for that reaction.
Well, that's the weakness in Paul Hartley's game, his temperament. That has let him down in the past.
Yes, he would have been taking one of the penalties. Hearts could do with a winner here. Nielsen takes it, but Adam Main grabs hold of that. Hearts have lost one of their penalty takers, but hang on, they've got a bit of defending to do yet. It is over, and incredibly, the 2006 Scottish Cup final will be decided by a penalty shootout. Hearts have lost one of their takers. Hartley sent off. Gretna refusing to budge. The high drama, the high tension of penalties next.
Every Hearts player had given their all to bring a victory back to Gorgie. But after 2 hours of football, the teams were deadlocked. All the strategies and plans of both teams were exhausted, and the home of the Scottish Cup would be decided by the skill of one man against another.
Craig Gordon and Stephen Pressley embracing. Alan Main has had a fantastic afternoon in Gretna's goal. And Stephen Pressley is going to take the first penalty in the shootout.
Doesn't miss too many, Stephen Pressley. Normally goes with the inside of the foot. Normally high as well.
The drama begins. Stephen Pressley, the captain, shows the way.
That's a terrific penalty. He closes his body at the last moment. He's actually hit the inside of the side netting. That's not savable.
James Grady is going to be first up for Gretna. Craig Gordon, Scotland's #1 keeper. The little man against the big man. Grady, emphatic. Robbie Nielsen is next up, Hearts' longest serving player. It's agony for those involved down there. Oh, Robbie Nielsen picked his spot.
Well, Charlie's talking about composure, and that is terrific calmness here from young Robbie Nielsen. Again, it's the body shape that foxes Alan Main.
Mark Birch is next up for Gretna. I'm sure Craig Gordon looks a very big figure between the sticks. It's Birch, and it's 2-2 on penalties. Already, Scatzel is next up for Hearts. He scored towards the end of the first half. Hearts probably thought they were on their way to Scottish Cup glory. They weren't. Here comes Scatzel. It's another excellent penalty.
Oh, you've got to say it's been a masterclass so far. Another lesson in composure here from Scatzel. But the pressure continues to rise now, and the boys are waiting to step up.
And Derek Townsley is next to endure the agony. Here he comes. Oh, Townsley's effort is saved by Craig Gordon. Advantage, Hearts.
Gary Townsley's face tells its own story. It's a poor penalty. It's not even a yard to Craig Gordon's left. Not a difficult save for him. Advantage Hearts.
Hearts 3-2 up on penalties. Nobody has missed for them yet. Pospisil is next to have a go. Well, their penalties have been awesome.
It'll be interesting to find out whether they practice the penalties in, because they really have been terrific. I know it's a different ball game on the day under pressure, but Hearts' penalties have been different class so far.
4-2 to Hearts. It means that Gavin Skelton has got a score here. He's been terrific today. Yes or no? Skelton! No! Hearts have won the Scottish Cup. But what a plucky performance from Gretna, who took them all the way. An extraordinary season in this famous competition comes to an end with Hearts celebrating. Their fans proud to be a Jumbo to the bottom of their hearts, but you have to feel for Gretna, who gave so much. And there is Stephen Presley waiting in line, waiting to get to grips with the Scottish Cup.
And now Jack McConnell, First Minister of Scotland, will present the Tennis Scottish Cup.
Gretna get the credit, Hearts get the cup. Memories are made of this. Hearts have won the Scottish Cup.